But this is the method that the La Trobe University have used for a long time, decades. And the only change really with their design of the box has been the colour to this lighter colour, which doesn't get as hot. But everything else is pretty much, apart from the different designs of boxes, they've found that the way they attach them to the trees has worked and has been quite successful. They do provide some hardware. There's these long nails, which you can use. They also give you a little bag of this, looks like potting mix. And that's to go on the base. But some of the boxes will have that, some don't need it. Some of the animals, especially in birds, will put their own nesting material in the box. Now, before you put the box up, you've got to do a couple of things to get it ready. The first thing is, you can see this stacking board here is swiveling around. So I've got to tighten the nut inside it. There's a nut inside there. Make sure that's nice and tight, because if you don't tighten this up, the box will just tip over and keep facing downwards. They also give you a little nail to hammer into to stop it. If that nut does come loose, they give you a little nail just to tap into the backing board, just to hold it even more secure. And I use a screw. I just get a little screw on an angle, because it's a bit longer than. That won't go anywhere now. That's nice and secure. Got the screw there in it, and it's got the nut tightened. So we've got this nesting material. Well, I think it's potting mix. Inside, they have slots that have been cut. Sometimes you'll see boxes with a little bit of mesh, like plastic gutter guard or some sort of mesh inside to act as a ladder. Because they will need something. If a small bird or animal, well, yeah, even a bird, like if there was baby ducks in here, for instance, and they needed to get out, they didn't have something that they could get their claws into to help them get out, they could be trapped in there. And even small animals too that maybe aren't as agile. If they don't have a ladder inside there or some sort of notches to get a grip on, they could be trapped in there. So you've always got to think about that if you're building a nest box, something so they can climb out easy enough. These sort of boxes, of course, they can just come in and out quite easily. And you screw that back in, and that one's all ready to go. I'll do the same with this kookaburra box. Kookaburras, often when you see them nesting in a natural hollow, will be a hollow maybe on a branch that they can enter in from like a spout sort of thing that they can go in through. It seems to be their preference. So I think that's the design that's been copied with these boxes. So they can just sort of go straight in. Again, it's got the things in there from the interior. Same thing. Make sure that that's tight. Pretty good. Use either that little nail that they give you in the packet or this little screw. Won't go anywhere. Put the screw back on. Right. Now these two boxes are now ready to go up onto the tree. What I use when I'm putting You can use these nails, like I said, and when you do, there's a washer you need to use as well. 2 washers. The washer goes on the outside there. So if you use the nails, you put the washer like that and then hit it into the tree and have it. Bit hard sometimes too. Oh, our trees are a bit softer than some of those red box and grey box trees, and they're up sort of yay sort of way. But if it's a dead tree too, it's pretty hard going, hitting that all the way in. But also, like I said, for removing boxes from that tree, I find it better to use screws, long screws. Similar length, tech screws, or these ones here with the little sort of hex. What are they called? These
Batten screws.
patterns?
Batten.
Oh, batten. Yeah, batten screws. Yeah. On top. And same thing, you sort of screw it into there. Put them ready. Now, another thing I do when I put the boxes up, instead of putting them hard up, that backing board hard up against the tree, sometimes if it's a younger tree and they've got a lot of growth still, but movement, it can squeeze and sort of distort things and pop the box off sometimes. So what I usually do is just get a bit of old hose. You've got a length of old, or just a piece of old hose lying around. Just cut these little spaces like this, just a bit of rubber, just to put between there and the tree. And I find that it gives you the tree room to grow before it'll push the box off. So the box will last longer on the tree. It's got something like this that will squash in and just have a bit of there. I hadn't started using these until sort of the last couple of years, because there was some boxes that were put up at Wallaby Springs by Parks Victoria not long after the fires, so about 12, 13, 14 years ago. And all those boxes are still attached to the tree, and they all had these rubber spaces between the tree and the box. Whereas sometimes you'll go where they've been to, like other boxes I'll put up on the rail trail, for instance, and hard up against the tree, and you do find some of them getting pushed off. It does happen. So when I saw that all these ones it seemed to be working well with them, I've started doing that myself. So you won't really know how effective it is until you sort of years down the track, and you see how better they're lasting compared to some that aren't. But it's cheap and easy. It's just a bit of old hose. You don't have to buy any extra hardware or anything. So that'll go between there and the tree. And I'll put those in my pocket. Got the screws in already. I've got these little rubber spaces in my socket. I'll just get the shell to pass the drill as well. The ladder's secured at the top there. You don't want it to be on the hot side of the tree, like the north facing. So we usually try and put them on the south or the east side, and that way they don't get the spots, because that's the biggest killer, having boxes eating up with wildlife in them. They can be all right in cooler weather, of course, with the nesting material and families of them huddling together. But in the hot weather, it's a different story. A bit awkward. You need an extra arm really doing this. sometimes you just need to break off some of this loose bark. Just watch your eyes underneath. Well, this smooth bark trees are easier than the rough bark trees. Get your rubber washer. You've got drill, cordless drill. Nice and solid. That's not going anywhere. Now, it's important, well, if you've got a small block and it's easy to find the boxes, it's not so important. But if you do have like big bush block like this and you've got boxes scattered everywhere, good idea to GPS the location of them if you can. Sometimes you can use your phone if you've got that sort of thing on your phone.
It also ties ribbons around trees.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So that he knows that there's one in from there.
Yeah, just to mark where the boxes are. This is a data sheet here that we use. I probably should explain from the start. We use these data sheets. This is one for this property, for John's nesting boxes. So I use these data sheets to record the location of all the boxes on properties where we set them up. And this is John's property. John's got 10 nesting boxes here. He's had boxes up here since 2000, not long after fire. So some of them down to sort of need repair or something over time. And on the data sheet, yeah, box, well, this is 1 to 10. And the type of tree that they're growing in, the type of box that it's been designed for, the size of the height of the box too. Also the aspect, which way the box is facing. Like I said before, south or east is important, not north. And GPS the location. So I'll just GPS the location of this one. Well, that's that done. What type of tree? Looks like a mountain grey gum. So I'll put that here. I'll just do GG for now. The box has been designed for large parrots, this one, that's what they called it. So I'll just put LP there where it says box type. Height from ground. 3.6 metres. And the aspect, box is south facing and the aspect, the entrance is west facing. So the aspect, the height, type of tree, GPS, that's all done. These nesting boxes have been designed for pardalotes. Got a small entrance and they make their nest in there. Those finch nests that you were talking about before, if you've seen a little small bird's nest, even like a hornbill or something, similar material but inside a box. And you can check them with the camera. They might be a bit tricky with the nest box camera. It will fit in there, but I think you're probably better off checking these manually.
Because
they look down or sideways. Yeah, they don't look straight in, but from there. So if you're going to check these when it's up, apart from if during breeding season you see them coming and going, you can tell. But when it's not breeding season, then you might just put the ladder up and have a look and see if there was a nest in there, and at least you'll know it was used. Same as before, undo that little screw. Well, there's nesting material in here too, but not really needed because they bring their own. You'll see that's what it looks like inside. There's a little baffle there too, so that probably holds the nesting material at the back. Only one screw for these, by the looks. There's one screw above, but we've got to make sure that's tight. Make sure it's upright, and then a little bit awkward in here, but tighten enough on that. Righty tighten. And it's important you tighten this so it doesn't swivel around. and put a screw or nail through it too, just to give it extra. Into that bottom base of it. That hasn't gone through. When you put the screw or the nail, just to hold that extra so it doesn't swivel around, make sure it doesn't, the pointy end of the nail or screw doesn't poke into the box. They could damage themselves on it. So that's all ready to go up now. Put that screw back in. So, we'll take the Birdlife box and the kookaburra box. Some of these trees with thicker bark, you've got to make sure you've got a long enough screw so it'll go through the bark and then into the wood. Using the 100mm screw. Little rubber washer between the tree and the massing board. So we're turning it to a Birdlife box. But we'll do the same things that we did before with the data sheet. Between 3 and 4 metres is a good height for the boxes.
All of them?
Yeah, because it's a good height, it's a safe height for us to put the boxes up and maintain them, but it's also a good height for the animals and birds and things that use the boxes. Height of it?
3.8.
Yeah. Jot that down. Number 12, we're up to. All right, so this is number 12. Aspect. So the box is on the south side.
Yes.
And the entrance is facing east. All right, we'll go down, we'll put the kookaburra box up somewhere, further down the track. This is a brand new nesting box camera that we were able to buy through our Victorian Landcare grant for members to use, check their nesting boxes. And that end there goes into the box and it shines the light down into the box and you can see what's in there. That's the battery for it, which needs to be attached onto the side there. Usually you get a couple of cable ties and see it permanently attached to it. This is the screen. Got it like a thing that's got glare around it.
Did you want a second one?
Yeah, I'll put it in one three. So that's all on, working okay?
Yep.
I'll go in there and I'll put it in the entrance.
Oh,
Oh, must be something in there.
there's a bird in there.
A bird?